Three, two, one.
Ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, I just want to say this as a brief message. Mosquitoes suck. I hate
Yeah.
them. They're the worst things in the world. Now back to your normally scheduled podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, late bloomers and GOB production proudly presents to you. We got the main man, Audi with the DET Troy in the My Hero Academia t-shirt on. They got me, the boy with so much anime stuff in the background.
It's
And
ridiculous.
Rocket Power TCT. My boy Chris is doing some family stuff, so he can't be with us right now. So we are just going to keep it rolling. Let's go. So,
Yeah.
a lot has happened in wrestling. We're not going to recap all these damn matches.
No.
It's just too much.
No.
A lot of it is irrelevant, and a lot of it I just don't care about. So we're just going to start talking about stuff now. Like, we'll talk a little bit about like the shows if there's something super, super good. Like, come on now. CM Punk versus Dustin Rhodes was great.
Amazing match.
Just the first hour of Dynamite was amazing, and then the last hour just kind of fell off.
Well, with the exception of Britt.
That should have been last.
Britt should have definitely been last, especially in our hometown. But we're not gonna go there. I am kind of tired of Sting doing the Sting mask, being Sting up under the Sting mask shit.
Even though that was him, that was funny.
Yeah, it was like, of course it is. This is the same trope that he's done for the last 75 years. But okay,
we gotta get that dive in too.
Yeah, which I still think he's a psycho for.
Oh, he is. But let's just go ahead and start in some type of a format.
Do we really though?
No, not really.
Yeah, I do want to say one thing though. Give Kip Sabian more TV time. If you follow me on Twitter, you know that I say that every week. I am bringing it to this channel where you can find us on YouTube, any place that you listen to your podcast,
Spotify, iHeart Radio,
all of that. Audible for the book nerds. You can find us there. You can like on YouTube. Like right now, you can go like, subscribe, hit that little bell where you gotta notify that YouTube that you want all notifications. Like that's a little redundant. I just want to know some of the stuff and not all. Don't make sense. But anyway, we're not even gonna get on that. But like, subscribe, and comment and tell us exactly how you think, please.
And we talk back to the people.
We do. We really do.
Very active on our social media. So if you hit us up on our social medias, especially if you hit us up on podcast social media, we'll definitely engage. I don't engage on my private social media because that's just nothing I do.
And I do more so on my private, but it's Twitter.
Instagram.
Yeah. But no, if you hit us up on Twitter, the 3 Not So Wise Man Twitter page or Lay Bloomer Audi Twitter page, then I will respond. But if you hit CT on his Twitter page, he's gonna look at the screen for a second, and then put it right back in his pocket because he don't give a fuck. Yeah.
It's not that. It's I like to keep my lives kind of separate. I don't want that. Like I've said on plenty of podcasts, the wrestling business is very, very fickle. And you have to be careful with the stuff you say. You don't want to burn bridges. And then even with that, you don't
Yeah.
It's better just to have some anonymity to your life. So you can just be like, that was somebody else. It wasn't me.
Right. Yeah, you can throw all that on me. If somebody says something on the actual podcast Twitter page, you can just say it's me. I'll take the brunt of it.
But it's just you. There's times where you have to give a nice little compliment sandwich.
Yeah.
And you have to know how to give a critique with not necessarily attacking. And sort of I feel like we have a good dynamic with that.
Oh, we definitely do.
Podcast, they don't, but that's to each his own. I have a lot of good friends that work in like almost all the all the promotions in major promotions. So those are people who why burn a bridge if you don't have to?
Right.
At the end of the day, I'm doing what that one dude should have done on the plane with Mike Tyson and mind my own business.
Let the fuck up.
Like, okay, yeah, let's talk about that one real quick.
Yeah, let's get into that.
Leave people alone. 2, leave Mike Tyson alone. I don't.
You don't bother nobody.
Got people like thinking that consequences don't come with these hands. Bro, you're on a flight. Mike Tyson is minding his own business. Yo, people are like, oh, Mike Tyson shouldn't have hit him. Nah. More people need to get the fisticuffs. Too many people scared and be shooting guns. More people need to get those paws with them and they stop acting like the way they do.
Did you see the videos that he did prior to that?
Yeah.
He was egging on the entire situation. Like, seriously.
And it's all about the cloud chasing where people are just like, oh, look what I did. I did this to Mike Tyson and I had him attack me. And people are like, oh, he's gonna get sued, Mike.
Nah, he all right. Now, here's the thing, because I don't know if anybody noticed. Mike held back.
Oh,
those were bitch slaps compared to what Mike would have done, compared to any professional boxer would have done. That's one of the things. Like it literally looked like he took a knuckle and he just kept coming up on his head. And when he was punching, that's exactly what he looked like he was doing. He could have followed through with any one of those punches and it would have been lights out. He wanted to teach that guy a lesson.
And who on that plane could really stop Mike Tyson?
Nobody.
Exactly.
Nobody. Air marshals would have been like, hey, Mike, I understand.
The only reason why he survived is because Mike Tyson left.
Yeah.
Forget whose moniker was that. Survived if I let you. I want to say it was Sabu. I could be wrong.
Is it Sabu? I think it's Tommy Dreamer. Is it Tommy?
No, it wasn't Tommy.
No, it wasn't. It is one of those ECW dudes. Survive if I let you. Taz.
What was the beginning of it?
It was dang, what was it? It was Survive If I Let You, but CM Punk used it against Taz.
Yeah, he did. So what's
that? It's been a long day for everybody. So quotes and stuff, we can't just pull them out of our asses like we would normally do.
Oh yeah.
But catch us on a good day.
8 days straight, 12-hour shifts, and then I've had the last day and a half off. And I've had to run so many errands that even on my day and a half off, I've only gotten maybe 6 hours of sleep.
Yeah, that sucks.
And then I have to be at work at 9 a.m. tomorrow because I picked up some extra hours. So tonight is just going to be a nice little day.
Oh, yeah. See?
But so going back to wrestling, because we will go off on a tangent and have a 2-hour show talking about nothing. So what did you think about what was the next match after the Dustin CM Punk match, which CM Punk I felt was working not necessarily heelish. He was just working like the opportunity that was given to him. Like, oh, Dustin messed up his knee. So, why am I going to try to work on somebody's arm when the knee's kind of banged up? So, attack the knee, just like Dustin was attacking the arm. And the match ended with, I think, great now. I can't even remember my wrestling moves anymore.
I can't remember. Yeah, but it was an ugly finish. I mean, it was ugly because it's supposed to be ugly. It wasn't supposed to be one of these wrestler
backslide.
gimmick.
That's what it was.
Yeah. I'm gonna say this about CM Punk because I really want to get this out. You know how much I hate him, right? Kayfabe style.
In some work.
He is putting in a lot of work, and he looks like, and this is what I wanted to say. He looks like an old man wrestler. Like he every match he looks like I'm getting too old for this like type match, and it works, and it works in a way that if I'm pissed off about it, I know it's good, and I'll get mad at like. Remember, I used to hate the Young Bucks because it worked so well. And there's very few faces and heels where I'm like, I just love. MJF is one that I just love.
Mm-hmm.
But Hangman Page got to the point where I just loved him. But remember, I used to hate how he worked. You know, I mean, but that's because I knew that it does work. He's getting over. And CM Punk is doing the exact same thing.
Well, he's like, I think the last 3 or 4, maybe even more, Dynamites, he's opened the show.
Yeah.
And he's put on great matches with Penta, Justin, Dak.
Yeah, he did. He did put on a good. Yeah, he did.
Oh gosh.
You know, that's because he gotta be over and done with for his bedtime. He can't stay up too late because
and after his match with Dustin, it did set up him versus Adam Hangman Page.
It did, and I'm excited about that match. And
the thoughts that Double or Nothing came after this next story that I was going to bring up, but it doesn't. Double or Nothing comes first in May, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And like I had so many like different like small bookings. I'm like, oh, they could do this match. And I'm like, oh wait, Double or Nothing comes first. So that just threw everything that I thought into a loop.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So now, I guess we should just go ahead.
With Double or Nothing being so quick, how do you feel about Hangman versus CM Punk? Do you think that they're taking the belt off Hangman with this being so close? There's not a real build up. None of Hangman
really not a build up to it.
And they're both faces. And I think they're going to both wrestle as faces. There's not.
I was like, oh, do you turn CM Punk heel in Chicago? But I was like, there's no. Even if he is a heel, he's going to get cheered. So
yeah, he in his hometown.
He's definitely going to have to wrestle somebody on the New Japan side, and just trying to figure out who everybody's going to face is just going to be. Woo.
But yeah, let's get into that whole New Japan.
So
AEW. Tony
Khan came out, and thank God he didn't have to give the rest of that promo out. Like, Tony Khan, he's cool. He's the guy. Yo, TK, if you need somebody to come out and do announcements who doesn't sound awkward when he does it,
I'm gonna shoot my boy Tony some bell.
Well, no, his inflection he's too excited. He wants to get it out. He's like, I just gotta tell everybody. Everybody has to know this right now. And it's like, yo, you need to take a deep breath.
I'm going to shoot my boy Tony some bell. When you be making deals and be doing bookings the way that he does, it seems like every Wednesday is a celebration. So sometimes
you just need that one. You need not need to be the guy who goes out and tells the announcement.
DT, when it's a celebration and that champagne hit, you want to tell people the way you want to tell people.
I know. But I do like it how they brought the owner of New Japan out. Obviously, he probably doesn't speak the best English.
Yeah.
So it's great to have Cole and Switchblade come out and those two promote the Forbidden Door pay-per-view. That is happening in June in Chicago, which is even better because the fallout to the Forbidden Door is going to be in the 313, and we have a few people going to the show.
Goddamn right.
And hopefully you guys can stay there for the whole show.
Yeah, the kids ain't coming. It is gonna be us. So I'm staying. But no, listen. There's only one way that the Forbidden Door could have been announced better. And that's if it was Cody Rhodes. He was AEW and he did that because he built that. Yeah, it would. That's the only thing that would have made that better.
You want to know what would have made it even better?
If he did it on Raw.
If, granted, he's still hurt.
Yes. Kenny.
If like Kenny Omega could have been like, all he had to do is just do a small little promo. I was like, yo, I'm still hurt. But guess what? I've called. I've been doing some deals. I'm going to hold a TK, this, that. And I just want you to know, bam, we're doing this event. And oh my gosh. Oh, shit. What is his tag team partner's name? I'm trying to remember. I forget now. Ibushi. Oh my God. I don't even know who I need Ibushi to wrestle. Bryan Danielson.
That would probably be a good match.
Yeah, to him. I mean, I know Will Ospreay and John Moxley's their match at the Windy City ended like on the controversy. So I can definitely see it being the Blackpool Combat Club versus Will Ospreay's group, which I think is something E. I can't remember.
Listen, this is one of the things because I was really hoping for when I saw Switchblade come out. I was hoping that Kenny would have showed up on the screen or something because of their little disagreement.
Yeah, it's like, do you think the Undisputed Elite and the Bullet Club are going to face each other?
Yes. I think that that's what's going to happen, and I think that soon there's going to be a surprise return to Kenny. But I think that Undisputed Elite versus Bullet Club with Adam Cole being in the middle of all of that because of their connection, because he brought Switchblade. Remember when Switchblade first came in? Jay White first came in, it was because of Adam Cole. And so now you got Adam Cole having issues with Kenny, having issues with the Undisputed Elite, and trying to be cool with the Bullet Club.
The Bullet Club's also having issues with the Bullet Club.
Yeah.
And they're having issues with like the Good Brothers. And the Good Brothers are good friends with, is he good friends with the Bucks and them?
Yeah. Remember when they actually came in for the Bucks at one point early in the whole
yeah. I remember when they were still like the Impact champions and stuff, but they had a little tiff for tiff.
Yeah. But that's another thing. Like, okay, so you got Bullet Club in New Japan. You also got Bullet Club in Impact. Now you're gonna have the Bullet Club invasion here. And they were just at what is it called? Rebellion. This past week, Impact Rebellion.
Oh, yeah. And they attacked
No More Honor or something like that. They had a match, No More Honor. It was Jay White, Chris Blade,
they're gonna show up at ROH as well.
Yeah. And this is where I'm like, all right, so I'm seeing another tournament coming. We got the Owen Hart tournament, right? We've got this Forbidden Door that is the Owen Hart tournament is going to be ending there.
I know
right?
What, Double or Nothing?
I thought it was going to end at Forbidden Door.
No, I don't think it shouldn't end at Forbidden Door. They would have it being on a AEW exclusive pay-per-view.
Okay.
Damn it, I forgot what I was going to say. Oh.
But yeah, what were we saying about the Bullet Club and all of their issues and them being on all of these things?
Jay White turned his back on the Gorillas of Destruction.
Yeah.
So there's that. So in like Japan in general, they're having like a little tit for tit. And dealing with that, but also like,
and they're like a Bullet Club and Ring of Honor.
No, it's not. Because everybody got fired. Not fired. Everybody got released.
But before the release, because I'm not really familiar with.
No, like in the beginning when the Bucks were a part of the Bullet Club, yes.
Okay.
So back in the day, they definitely were, but not that I know of. Yeah. Mm-mm. So it's good to have the Bullet Club now all over. So now we can speculate about everything.
Everything.
Like, ooh, oh, that's what I was. Wasn't it Impact Wrestling? Yeah, that's where I was going. Impact Wrestling had a multiverse of matches, yeah, that's what they called their event, and they had people from different organizations. What I want to do is have a real world. I can't call it World War III, but when promotions collide, let's call it that, where you just get one person, one singles, and one tag team from each like major promotion. So I'm talking about go to well, yeah, we can go to Africa, go to Mexico, Japan, China, India, blah 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 blah, America. You obviously would have one from AEW, one from Impact,
one from Ring of Honor. Well, yeah.
WWE wouldn't want to be a part of it,
but they better send out that invite. They better send out the invite just so you can leave that open, because all it's going to do is drive.
Yeah. No, they would definitely send an invite, but have that like be a thing, and then you just really put on a tournament. But then in Impact, they used to have the World Cup series, and the World. I don't remember if you know it, but they would have like teams from Brazil come in and face like teams from Mexico. Team America would face teams from Japan. That's something I think they can do, where even if it's team people from different factions, like, look, the worlds collide. I know you're with this faction, but you're Canadian, so
you're going to be here.
Go hang out with your Canadians.
And that will, and then you start having some people that's beefing with each other actually be on team. Oh, that would create a hell of a story.
Yeah, and it'd be like, it would have to be, they could do it for like a month where they don't have anything really going on, nothing. Everything would be setting up for the pay-per-view or whatever, and they'll still have like their matches here and there. They can do a lot of it on Dark Elevation, stuff on Rampage to showcase people. Or all it would be this person from Mexico is facing this person from Canada. If they win, they get a point.
Yeah. If they
win by submission, they get an X amount of points. They get disqualified, negative points.
Yeah.
Do something like that.
I mean, if AEW want to create a bigger brand, like they want to create a bigger name for themselves in the market while doing this, instead of they can have a couple of their matches on Dark. They can have a couple of them on Rampage. But some of those matches you probably want to put and let let Impact get a couple of them, or New
Oh yeah,
Japan
of
get a
course.
couple of them to do a pay-per-view, and that will bring some American viewers to them that wouldn't normally get a chance. Like AAA do have the tournament, and they have a pay-per-view where it does headline FTR because they are the champions, but they're also in the qualifier. And if they get this point, if they lose this match, this might be their elimination. So even though they're the champions, it's still high stakes for them being kicked out of the tournament. So I mean, but yeah, giving them some pay-per-view people to bring tickets for their pay-per-view or events, live event that
or they just make the pay-per-view, like everything leads up to the pay-per-view, and that's where like you have like the finals and the semifinals and
yeah,
third rounder.
that could definitely work. Yeah, they could.
You would have would you
But
put America, Canada, or Japan first? Would they do Mexico? Man, there's the only bad thing is there'd be so much politics.
yeah, because that was going to be like my biggest question. Like, nobody wants to end up being
one in last place
or losing badly. Like, we got to still look strong when we finish.
People who come up from NXT.
Yeah. Yeah, you get a whole bunch of surprise roll-ups and interferences and stuff. And it looks like a WWE match. But let me ask you this question, because we're talking about tournaments. Let me ask you this one question real quick. We're talking about tournaments, and I've seen people kind of messed up or upset about the fact that in this Owen Hart tournament, they got Cash versus Dax. How do you feel about that?
Same way Dax feels. He's like one time only. And it's just, I mean, Rey Mysterio and Eddie Guerrero wrestled each other. I think they wrestled each other at WrestleMania as tag team champions. So I mean, it can be done.
Yeah,
and I feel like it's going to be an actual great match because for these people, they've known each other for years. So it's and they're both like huge Owen Hart and the Hart family. Period.
Yeah,
like
the whole storytelling and all of that is going to be crazy.
And it sucks because I won't be able to watch it.
Yeah, but like
I'm on a flight flying back to Florida while this show's going on. So I'll have to catch up when I get home.
You better pay for whatever to get that to get that Wi-Fi.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna be going to sleep.
Yeah. But no, I just really had a question about that because I think that is one of the best things. A lot of people just thought like, oh yeah, this is going to be the breakup. They not breaking up.
No, I don't feel this being the breakup at all because as of right now, they're both faces.
Yeah.
So I can definitely see this being a face-face match. I can see like the Young Bucks coming and getting involved, and that how like the ending goes.
I hope not. I just want this to be a great match.
Well, okay, so here's what could happen. Red Dragon and the Young Bucks could get involved, which then brings down Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus, which sets up an 8-man tag between the Young Bucks and them and those guys.
Sorry. And if that happens, FTR better wins. That's
well, I mean, they are doing the Undisputed Elite Open Challenge where they are facing a smorgasbord of people who, sorry, guys are a bunch of young boys, so we know what's about that.
Yeah. What happened to Serena Deeb's Open Challenge?
Her and Kushida, not Kushida. Kushida just left WWE.
Hikaru.
Huh?
Hikaru. Shida. Hikaru Shida.
Yeah. They are about to have, I think, a blow-off match.
All right.
Yeah, because they did something on Dynamite where they're, or maybe it was Rampage. I don't wait. What's today? Today's Friday.
Today is Friday, so Rampage is on tonight. It was a Dynamite where they were showing Serena working out and stuff, which made me think about it.
And they challenged. She challenged her, and because she was like, "Yo, kind of sick of doing this. Like, how long?" She was at. She actually said, "Like, how long are we gonna do this?" So they both, one pointed the chair, the other one pointed the kendo stick. So we're gonna have the flight. Say, and then Serena Deeb can move on to Thunder Rosa.
Yeah. I'm not a Thunder Rosa fan.
I am not at the same time.
Yeah.
I don't really care, honestly. I love the women's division, but the only woman that I care about is that bitch. She's money.
He's definitely money.
Her name is Jade
Yes.
Cargill.
Yes. And she's with the baddies.
Yes. I've coined their names. The baddies, the baddie club, the baddies club.
Add AQA to the baddies club. Damn it. I just wanted to say that. Britt with the smoke.
Ooh, yeah. Britt, like, honestly, again, I'm gonna say this. They should have
finished with her.
Yeah, and even if they were going to run out of time, they could have just let Britt do the promo after the show. And then they just posted online. I think you froze. Did you freeze? Yeah, you froze. Why don't we keep going? Yes, Britt Baker did an awesome promo where she just shot on everybody in the women's division. She shot on Red Velvet, saying how she whooped her all over the arena. She shot on Ruby Soho, telling her to go back and run away again. It's crazy that they took that fire that Britt Baker had because they were in Pittsburgh. She came out with some of the Pittsburgh Steelers. And they had her, I think, co-main. They definitely should have had her at the main event. But yeah, you're right. Yeah, Britt definitely wanted that smoke though. Like I said before, she was talking about Ruby Soho, the baddies girl, the baddie section, like talking about Tony Storm and my girl Jamie. Hater. I don't know what. Look, her name is great just to say hater and just.
Nah, I got it.
She didn't say Reba.
No, she didn't say Reba.
Mm-hmm. She only talked about Jamie Hayter, the one who's been giving her side eye.
Yeah, we know where that's going though. And Reba is so awesome. I just want to say that.
All the way to Jade Cargill becoming a TBS and AEW Women's Champion and combining them. And we are going to have to acknowledge her. Ooh. I am going to acknowledge that bitch.
Sorry. You all right?
Yeah, no, my now ex-girlfriend used to think it was so weird. It's like, why do you like Jade Cargill? I'm like, she's gorgeous.
Yeah.
If she was in a Marvel movie, I would want her to be my Storm. If she was in the DC universe, I would want her to be somebody. I would say Catwoman, but Zoe Kravitz, ooh, she was a good Catwoman.
She does play a good Catwoman. I just watched that.
I did too. I just watched it a few nights ago, actually.
Yeah, she does play a good Catwoman. And honestly, I'm not going to stay on Batman, but this is probably one of my favorite Batman movies. Like, this is definitely
A
top
lot
three for
of
me.
people that I've talked to did not like this Batman. And I've had to have multiple conversations with them. And I'm like, this is a detective noir Batman. This
Yeah.
isn't like Batman in general is more rooted in no superheroes, like most of his movies.
Mhm.
So it's like, oh, you guys are wanting to Marvel, not really super dark, but you want that action. It's like, no, Batman's gonna be a detective. Just it's a noir film. Just it's
Yeah.
gonna ramp up as the trilogy goes.
Oh yeah, and the fact that it started off as year two, and you can see them show him make mistakes, like when he was skydiving down and he tried to latch onto the bus and he hit his head. Like, you know, Batman years down the line ain't gonna be
And
that.
that's what I tell people. It's like, oh, they're like, oh, Batman's not big. And I'm like, because he is legit in year two. This is his second year of being Batman.
Yeah. Yeah.
He, he's still like in his
Learning phase.
he's still in his mid-20s. I would give him that. It's
Yeah.
like, you know, none of us were like as big as we were in our mid-20s, no matter like how big we were. We still had to grow a little bit more.
Yeah.
And it's just
You know, one of the things I did like about it, there was a moment, there's moments in the movie that is campy, that makes it feel comic-y. Like there's certain shots and stuff that makes
oh,
it
of
feel
course.
like it's campy, which is a complete difference from the Dark Knight saga, which made that even more awesome. Only issue is that there were a few CGI scenes that I just didn't like. I'm like, damn it, this is Batman. We do not need the CGI like that. But all right.
Mhm. I
Yeah,
mean, if he's flying through, the air on his little shooty thingy, it's gonna be a little CGI.
yeah.
The
It's
fight a little CGI too, but it's okay because they had to speed it up. That's really all it was.
yeah,
But now off of Batman,
off
back
of
to
Batman.
wrestling.
I mean, you can see
Um,
it in the background.
we're gonna talk about, the whole name changes that's been going around in the WWE. People like Austin Theory, who is now Theory.
All
Ray,
day theory.
huh?
All day theory.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
The new United States champion Theory. You know, not even gonna go there. Rachel Gonzalez is now Rachel Rodriguez or Raquel Rodriguez. I don't know. Yeah. They changed Casey Canzaro's name to Katana Chance, which is okay.
Right?
But basically, the thought process is that Vince McMahon doesn't like people using their real names because they don't want people to use the WWE name attached to their name. They want to be in control over the merch. They want to be in control over the naming rights, all that. That's basically why, your Eli Knights become LA Knight. I'm
Mhm.
shocked they haven't changed Kramer Grimes' name, honestly.
Yeah.
And
And
like they'll probably change. I don't know. Yeah, no, because I think his real name is Cameron, so they might change it when he gets up to like the main roster or whatever. But I get why they do it, but it's annoying when you've already established certain characters as this name. It's like, oh, well, now this person is Gunther or Ludwig or Butch.
Yeah. And how can I say it? All right. It's cool when you get an unknown and they come in and change their name. Yeah, they may have built a little bit of following in the indie circuits or whatever, but when they come to the main stage and you change your name, I can understand that. I get that. The issue is that you're using NXT as a real show and a developmental.
Yes.
So if it was just a developmental and we got to see them every once in a while and you change your name, cool. But you are developing a fan base nationwide. You're developing a fan base with a lot of these people just when they get up and they change their name, it just doesn't make sense. I mean, sometimes it works because like Bray Wyatt, but again, they weren't as big as like how NXT is now. They were still on the
Bray
internet.
Wyatt was like Husky Harris. So,
Yeah.
I mean, you can only go up. I mean, shit, they had fucking Michael McGillicuddy again. The hell, his name is Henning, not Henning. You know,
Yeah.
I'm messed up.
Yeah, but big part of that, the issue is that it's all about intellectual property, and that intellectual property, when you're in the developmental of NXT, I guess for some reason the contracts is different and they can still have rights to their names, but when they come to WWE, you know, Vince is taking all of that, like John Cena. John Cena, he was cool with being the face of WWE. So there was the mosquitoes.
I have 2 bites and I just keep picking at them.
Yeah, you need to stop that. But when John Cena was becoming a big star, he done signed over his real name. And once now he's a big superstar, right?
Mm-hmm.
WWE is getting money off of him right now as a superstar. He said he didn't mind it because the payoff was big for him. You know, they pushed him to the moon to get to where he is now. So the payback is different. I don't think a lot of people look at, well, Vince already wants there to not be a real face of WWE. One.
Yeah, because he doesn't want anything bigger than the company.
Right. You don't want anything bigger than the company. But 2, some people ain't with giving up their real name as their right. So it's a little bit harder when you're in developmental, when you can still get money off your actual name, and then when you come to WWE, you got to change it.
Well, see, that's why it's easier now with the whole Neil program and how they are recruiting people now within the WWE, because they're not recruiting necessarily too many people off the indies. And if they are people off the indies, they are getting people who don't have that much buzz.
Right. So because they're getting amateurs and turning them into superstars.
Yeah.
Yeah, you and for right now, yeah, you'll get money off your name, but once we get you in here, you are ours.
And so, I just realized something also. I think Tiffany Stratton was named after a Playboy model who was killed by her estranged husband. Because I've been watching, going off on another tangent, The Dark Side of the Playboy Mansion. I've been watching that while I've been at work. Oof. Dirty old man. But when I saw that person come up and I saw the last name, I was like, ooh, and she's just a blonde daddy's type of girl. It's like, yo.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's Vince, so who knows? But also in before I continue, I know that we had a conversation earlier about burning bridges, right?
Mm-hmm.
There is one person that I will forever talk shit to and about.
Hulk Hogan or Ric Flair?
Nah, not them. Not them. They're dirty old men. I'm leaving them alone.
Okay.
Cause yeah, I'm not even I'm not even trying to build a bridge with y'all like that. But Eric Bischoff. Eric Bischoff, I will forever talk shit about and to because I hate him and love him at the exact same time. So it's only right that I will say, huh?
What we do this time?
Oh, he was talking about intellectual property and we were talking about this. Yeah. Yeah. And he was like, the dumbest thing Tony Khan did was let Cody Rhodes walk away with the intellectual property. You know how he talked, right?
Well, technically he didn't have Cody Rhodes like until maybe last year.
Yeah.
But
he was talking about the character, the music, everything. You just let him go away with that.
I think Cody owned the rights to the song.
Yeah. No.
The way that the Hardy Boys owned the rights to their song. So
yeah. But yeah, I think their songs is actually in the public domain. I think there was nothing copyrighted about that. But even with that, Cody Rhodes, one of the things AEW has done, Eric, because you just don't get it. One of the things that AEW have done is allow the talent to have some power and say so. There's an issue of creative getting in the way of WWE talent because Vince McMahon's on all of it and he has a way that he wants it portrayed. AEW's talent, they get talking points, but they are allowed to build the character the way they see fit. And because they can build the character the way they see fit, they should get money from that. They should have rights to it. It's kind of like how you let Chris Jericho go and do whatever he did, and you just wasn't bright enough to make that an intellectual property because you just let him have free reign. So he created his characters and he owns them.
Yes, he doesn't own the list.
No, he doesn't. I know there's certain things that he don't own, but Chris Jericho is his own brand.
Jericho is just also a creative person in general, so you can't put baby in the corner.
Oh no, you can't. But he's one of those ones that he can make it work just like the list. He made the list work.
Mm-hmm.
If Eric Bischoff was smart and put some of that intellectual property, the ideas that he stole from other wrestling markets and put it on Chris Jericho, he would have made Chris Jericho would have made whatever he did a star. But he didn't.
See money in Chris Jericho, and that's why Chris Jericho
which is why I keep bringing up Chris Jericho, because you don't see the talent sometimes, Eric.
That's just like Michael Jordan. He's the greatest basketball player, one of the greatest basketball players of all time. He's a really shitty GM.
Oh, horrible. But yeah, I just wanted to say that, Eric, because I think that you don't feel that way. You just say that because you're still getting a paycheck from someplace else. But if you didn't know, that's one of the reasons. When you allow people to actually create things, they have the rights to those things.
Yeah.
That's called good business.
And
I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
But I love Eric. If it wasn't for Eric, WCW wouldn't have been where it was at that point. But I love Eric.
WCW wrestling wouldn't be as popular as it was.
Yeah.
In all honesty.
But I can't stand you. I just want also, I love you, but I can't stand you. Yes. Still in the show.
Yes. Let's see. What else is there really to talk about? Honestly.
Not much. We got the Forbidden Door out of the way. That was a big thing.
Yeah. I don't even. No one cares about WWE Backlash, WrestleMania, Super Premium Live Pay-Per-View.
Why are they calling it WrestleMania Backlash? I'm
For the
confused.
last like 2-3 years now.
But
It's the backlash from WrestleMania.
But a lot of times it don't have anything to do with what happened on WrestleMania. But all right.
Raw has nothing to do with what happens actually on Raw.
They're getting better. They're getting better. Not much better, but incrementally.
One, it is so hard to watch Raw on Mondays. And it's not even because like the wrestling format or the WWE format. It's just 3 hours. Oh,
yeah.
Like after the first hour and a half, I'm like, yo, I don't know. I have to watch something else. I have to get up. I have to do something.
Gotta do something. Yeah. All right. Let me bring that back. Cody has said in an interview that it was always about WrestleMania. His return, the whole big plan was just about him coming back on WrestleMania. They don't really have any other plan for him. The whole plan was for WrestleMania. How do you feel about that?
Smart. Like WrestleMania is pretty much the Super Bowl of wrestling, really. So why not have him be a special like entrant to WrestleMania? I get it that if you promote him, you could get like a lot more eyes, but we all knew that he was coming. So just like I forget who, I think Simon Miller from What Culture posted on his Twitter that he couldn't in the building, he could not hear Cody Rhodes' music because people were yelling so loud. We've all known for a while that Cody Rhodes was coming, so it made no difference, honestly.
But
because now I forgot the question. Sorry.
Yeah, but no, I was asking how did you feel about it? But no, the reason why I asked, said it again.
I remember the question now.
Yeah, but the reason why I asked that is, you know how I feel about all of this shit being one big work, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Does anybody really know what's in Codys contract?
No, of course not. Nobody knows what anybody's contract looks like. Everybody needs to stay out of everybody's money.
Yeah, but we know what a typical WWE contract looks like. Not money wise, but we know things that they can't do. We know things that are put in place, different clauses. And one of the big things is that they allow Cody to maintain his character. They allow Cody to maintain his creative rights with that.
To an extent. I mean, yeah. Why not? Why bring him back just to put him back in Stardust? Or Dashing.
Yeah.
He's that goes along with Drew McIntyre. That's the same thing with him. He was in the Indies. He found the character that he thrives within. He brought that to the WWE. What's the difference between Drew McIntyre and Cody Rhodes' situation?
Well, the difference is a lot of wrestlers did that, and you know, it's just that Drew and Cody have been one of the few to truly maintain that. What if just what if Cody got in his contract that he's able to step away from Raw to enter into other promotions to play as an ambassador to WWE. You say that can't happen, but we do have people like Triple H going to different promotions and playing as an ambassador. I understand that is different back in that time. But like I said, it's been for the last couple of years, it's been then, now, forever, together. And they have been doing things that have been very out of character of WWE.
Yes, but have they worked with any other promotion?
Impact. Last year, Royal Rumble.
Okay.
And they acknowledged her being the champion, the knockout champion.
Yeah, but did they do that to give Impact a look, or did they give that to like mend the bridge with Mickey? Like,
they did that because when you bring in another promotion, it brings in an audience that you don't normally get, which means that it's more money. I don't know if you noticed this, but wrestling is probably the most separated it has been in a very long time. It was back then, it was used to be WWE, WCW. Before that, they had different promotions because it wasn't connections there. It wasn't a worldwide connection. Yeah, it was regional. It was all regional. But now you have your Ring of Honor fans. You have your New Japan fans. You have your Impact fans. You have your AAA fans. And you have your AEW fans on top of your WWE fans. And quiet as it kept, if you're a WWE fan, you're not really paying attention to too much of the other ones. But if you are any of these other fans, if you're an AEW fan, you probably watch Ring of Honor or New Japan. If you are a AAA fan, you probably watch Impact. But it is very rare to catch them looking at WWE for a long period. They might tune in for a match or two. So if you are bringing in Impact, Ring of Honor, New Japan, which they have been trying to do for the last 5 years, bring in New Japan, and you send out some of your treasured people to play nice with, it brings a different feel and it brings a different audience.
Yes, but who have they brought in from another promotion since?
You say since, like that wasn't 3 months ago. I mean, it's beginning to new. It's been like 3-4 months. It hasn't been like 5 years down the line.
Yes, but if they were wanting to play ball, they could do more.
They could. And here's the issue, though. When you don't know how to play ball, everything that you try to do gets shut down because, like I said, for the last 5 years, they've been trying to get New Japan. They was working with something for New Japan last year, or was it the year before?
The only reason why they were trying to get New Japan last year was because Brian Danielson, was like, hey, that's why I'm leaving. It's because I want to work with like New Japan. I want to work with more people. So that's really what made them go at New Japan, be like, hey, we can do this. We can send some of our talent over there, which would have been awkward for like people like Juice Robinson.
But that's what I'm saying.
Even though his contract, I think, is up too. I believe he should go back to WWE, and he would be a nice star that could bring some eyes to WWE.
It could bring some eyes, but it goes back to what I was saying. Bryan Danielson is leaving because he wants to do that. If Big E wanted to leave, or if Roman Reigns wanted to do that, remember Chris Jericho, he left and then decided, hey, I want to try to do new things. He couldn't do it up under the current regime. If you got a lot of your big,
the only person who could get right now the WWE to play ball with anybody would be Roman Reigns. If Roman Reigns said, hey, I think I'm going to leave and go here to do this, they would give hell and earth, the souls. Vince McMahon would probably give the souls of his whole family.
But
here would do it.
But that is if they're still operating on the fact of I'm not trying to work with anybody else. They have been slowly but surely trying to work with trying to get people in. Like they wanted it for Bryan Danielson, right? But they did it for what is it, Nikki? What's her face? Yeah, for the Royal Rumble. They had Anthony Ogogo in one of their international matches. Like these things have been a constant small step. And now the last thing is the person that left to build another promotion on that ground, on that stand of we want to work with other people. Y'all can take your talents everywhere else. They brought him back, not just because it's an AEW face that is this, he's a big star. And also there's things that he did that worked, that took a company from nothing to something.
So you bring up Anthony Ogogo. I say that was one off, and that meant absolutely like nothing towards like AEW and WWE, for the simple fact that WWE, when it comes to NXT, they don't even know when people's contracts are being up.
No.
And when it comes to NXT UK, I can tell you they know nothing about what's going on over there. Like Vince McMahon knows absolutely nothing.
Got
so
that.
The fact that he was on Anthony Ogogo got booked on a show, that was just, he got booked for a show that was in the UK. They don't even, I'm not gonna say they don't know who Anthony Ogogo is. I'm not gonna be disrespectful like that. That's what I'm not trying to say. Anthony Ogogo, when was the last time you've seen him on AEW TV?
What was it, last week?
Who did he face last week?
He was just back as an appearance.
Was he on Dark or something? Was he at the show that you were at?
Was he at the show? I think he was at the show I was, and it probably was Dark. Where did America's Top Team come in? No, because it was around the same when Paige was there. Like he was out there with her when they had that match. Because Paige Van Zant just came back too. It probably was a Dark event. I'm probably running too many things over at one time. Yeah, but even with that, but I understand what you're saying. But how many one-offs does it have to be before you see a pattern? Because here's another thing. We consistently heard about WWE trying to talk with AEW talents for their intellectual properties, such as documentaries and stuff like that.
That's just so they can use them for like documentaries. So say they do a documentary on Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins. They would want John Moxley to be a part of it. So that's why they hit them up about their intellectual properties. That if people have, or say that they face the person on the indies, they can come in and be like, hey, can we get your intellectual property so we can use your likeness in your matches in our documentaries? That's really all it is.
But see, now you're saying that's really all it is, when all of this is about making those connections for business. We just had a conversation a couple months ago about Chris Jericho being on the Broken Skulls and how that was a big deal because he was bringing up AEW. Like all of these one-off instances.
Hated it.
No, we heard reports that Vince hated it, but Vince is Vince. And yeah, he hated the fact that AEW got promotion off of them. But if Chris Jericho went on his podcast, which is considered an AEW podcast now, and start talking about WWE like he does, it seems fair. Like he's not going to if Bryan Danielson came on the Broken Skulls podcast, he's not going to say anything. He's going to have an issue with them using AEW so much because he is so used to the old way. But
Chris Jericho also still has a good relationship with Vince. So,
I know at one point they was talking about how they stopped talking to each other.
I mean, I don't talk to my ex, and I love her to death.
No, not talking to her means not good relationship. You could love her, but the relationship ain't good right now. It's a strained relationship. Yeah. I'm not going to get into your personal relationship. I'm just getting into the definition of it. But what I'm saying is that for Vince to take the step out with all of these one-offs, all of it feels uncomfortable to him because he doesn't have the control that he would normally have. But
no, I saw him take that stunner.
Not going to talk about the stunner. But he doesn't have the control that he normally has. But just because he doesn't have the control that he normally has, he's going to be spoiled little rich guy and he's going to have his tantrums. But because he's seeing the bottom line, he's still allowing for all of this to happen. The AEW happened, the Chris Jericho on a Broken Skull happened before the Royal Rumble. And what did they do? They turned around and said, knockout champ, Impact knockout champ. They put a
year or so after.
Huh?
That was a few years after.
The Broken Skull on AEW? No, that happened this year. I mean, that happened 2021.
No, it didn't.
Yeah, it did. Hold on, because now we're going to get into this.
Because I'm looking it up too. It was in 2021.
Yeah.
No.
He got one that was a couple years ago, but he didn't have one recent over in the last year.
April 18th, 2021.
Yeah. That's shit. That's just a year ago. But from April and then Royal Rumble, Impact champion, like this is what he's doing. And yeah, it felt uncomfortable and he fussed. But like I said, I wouldn't be surprised because here's another thing. We done seen how many documentaries with superstars being omitted because they didn't have contracts with WWE. Vince don't have a problem making sure that history gets rewritten. He don't mind that. You see how he does for WCW.
Regardless.
Huh?
That's how history is regardless. That's why people are afraid of this critical race theory because they are afraid of history being told, like, truthfully.
Yeah.
They want to keep it alive.
They want to try to rewrite history.
History is written by the victor. It's not written by the truth.
Yeah. And so to be on the right side of history, what's Vince going to do? He is going to say that
he can.
Nope. I spearheaded the connection of all of these wrestling things, which is why we have a wrestling unity, which is why we have a World Series tournament that goes on 5 years from now. Like he's going to rewrite history to where he looks like he's the guy and all of that.
No, I don't think he has that type of time. I mean, he's already done that regardless. But he doesn't have time to reinvent the wheel.
Maybe it's Nick.
Yeah, it's on somebody else to do that.
Nah, but I mean, maybe it's Nick doing all of this. Yeah, maybe Vince is just tired of the status quo, and he was like, Nick, figure this shit out. And Nick called his cousin Tony and was like, hey, listen, I got this plan.
I hope to be alive to see your dream come true.
Oh yeah, with Cody being the ambassador. If Cody, listen, That's other than Kenny Omega being at the Forbidden Door. If Cody comes and gets the second biggest pop in history, or the biggest pop in history for him, nah, that where WrestleMania is going to be the biggest pop in history for him. If he comes through that Forbidden Door, we gonna have a problem on our hands.
I don't. With Cody Rhodes going back to WWE, I feel like that was more of a power move because Cody is a former EVP, so he knows about people's contracts. He knows like things that could potentially get them to come over to the WWE that AEW can't give them, like perks and stuff. So that's what I feel. It's like it's not really a forbidden door. It's more of a
nah.
Use you to try to snipe some of your people.
But for the one of the EVPs and creators of that brand, the whole mission statement is we want to give y'all this freedom.
Oh my God. What they should do if they really, really want to like open the forbidden door is just do trades. Really, that's all you have to do.
I mean, that might work. I mean, we done see, ESPN and Fox Sports Networks do trades and drafts for college, for Big Ten football. They do trades and drafts of Big Ten football. So I can see it happening, which is...
we're, instead of releasing Joe Schmo, like before, see if AEW wants to pick up their contract, and if AEW wants to send somebody over to WWE, hey, you know, we'll send you something over in a like little trade, 2 picks.
Yeah, no, but I think that, like I said, if Cody plays the ambassador, that can happen within the next 10 years.
That's if they really want to make professional wrestling. How can you technically make professional wrestling a sport?
No, you keep that aspect of it. Let that honestly, if let that seem like the one kayfabe thing that is 100% real.
All these wrestling promotions, they just become the national wrestling. I think they already have. Yeah, NWA is the National Wrestling Association.
Yeah.
I can't. I'm too tired to try to come up with something.
Yes.
But they are connected. So then, yeah, just trade them off to Japan. Trade them off to.
Oh, and that's another thing.
Just to do it, just promotion or American promotion.
Yeah, but here's another thing. If in the next year we see Cody playing ambassador, I see Cody going for the AEW championship as a WWE person as some type of invasion. If he's not playing ambassador, I think that this 3-year contract is long enough for him to set himself up for when he goes back to AEW. He comes back as, this is my new contract, new wrestler, and I'm going for the championship. I think that that's how that's going to go. Because like I said, this is a work. If this is a work shoot, then Cody does plan on going back to AEW. But if we're going to keep having wrestlers bouncing back and forth, we might as well just start working together and start making trades and stuff like that. But I think that is it for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had some good conversations that had nothing to do about Raw, Rampage, even though I do want to mention our boy Hook and announcing what's supposed to be wrestling each other. It should be fun. It should be funny. I want to see it.
Oh yeah. Hold on. Wait. I gotta grab something real quick. Hold on. Give me a second.
Okay. So as he's going to go grab something, I am going to go ahead and state that I do plan on going to a lot more indie wrestling shows. I want to start interviewing a lot of local indie wrestlers here in Florida, where I live. I plan on going up to Georgia, Alabama, maybe Mississippi, and really showcasing some of the indie local talent. So definitely be on the lookout. Also, if you would want to be our indie worker of the week, shoot us a message on our social media page. So, you got the Dan
Yeah.
House.
Very elite, very evil. Danhausen. Yeah, baby.
Nice.
I saw that and I was like, oh, I gotta get it. If they had a Kip Sabian shirt, I would have bought that too.
Hey, that's why you need to hit him up on Twitter and be like, yo, Kip, I'm about to send you $25.
Yeah, that's what I'm about to do. I'm just about to, hey, Kip, well, what's your wrestling tees page? I want to make sure I get it from you directly. Because AEW was slipping. I want to get some of this merch. I want to get the super bad. I want to get the underrated and over it. I want to get all of that because that boy is awesome.
Okay.
Yeah.
Again, but like I was saying, if you would want to be our indie worker of the week, definitely message us. We want to start promoting more, or again, our fellow indie workers, people who have been busting their ass trying to like make it to the WWE and being on their radar, being on AEW's radar. We want to be a conduit and just some good energy to provide to every professional wrestler, as long as you are a good person. If you are kind of one of these assholes or these little nasty ass motherfuckers, bro, go fuck yourself. We are not going to help you. If you are a decently good person, like, we want to help you achieve your goal, whatever that may be within the wrestling universe. So definitely, like, get a hold of us, and even other wrestling podcasts. We definitely want to help you guys, and you guys help us, and help bring this wrestling universe and world together, because there's so much division in the world and so much toxicity in general in the wrestling community that we need to all start mending these bridges and, holding AEW and WWE fans and arm in arm and just saying, chill the fuck out.
Yeah.
It's just wrestling.
It's just wrestling and we just all enjoy it. Yeah. All right. But with that being said, if nobody told y'all today, they love you. I love you. CT thinks that you're cool.
Yeah, I don't like saying the L word. That's a lot of pressure.
Nah. If nobody told you that you're awesome, you are in one of the most elite, awesome classes by listening to this podcast.
I don't like using the A word because, the
man, shut up.
Is awesome, and that's intellectual property. So I'm trying not to get sued. So
no, the Miz is I'm awesome.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not saying that I'm awesome. I'm amazing. I'm fucking amazing. I am phenomenal. I'm not the phenomenal one, but I am phenomenal. Yeah, and they're awesome. So, if nobody told you that, I'm telling you that. Fuck anybody else that tells you different. We just want you to know that we got your back. If you go out for your dreams, we here for at the very least verbal support. At the very least, but we know that you got it. We want you to continue to do what it is that you love doing, and that is being part of this wrestling community, whether it's watching, wearing, participating, practicing, commentating. We just want you to continue to do all of that because you're fucking awesome. So until next time, peace out.
I'm going to sleep.
All right.